Hey, good morning, everybody. It's about 11:30 here on Friday morning. I'm WeatherWatcher Jonathon Rocco. I just want to give a quick update on what's coming our way going into tonight and Saturday. Of course, spring break is on the way, so a lot of you are leaving school. A lot of you are traveling out of the state or even around the state. It's going to be messy out there tonight and Saturday morning. So if you can hold off any travel plans until Saturday afternoon or later, that is your best bet. But then we have another larger and stronger system coming our way going into the beginning of next week. So I just want to explain what we're going to be dealing with here, because this is really the last video we have for you before the break begins, but we'll keep you updated on our social media platforms. So let's take a look at the radar right now. Not much going on here in New Jersey. You see some rain, some snowflakes showing up on radar. That's really above our heads. It's what we call virga. It's evaporating before reaching the ground. So none of that is reaching the ground and accumulating at this point. That's really up towards Granton, Pennsylvania, Williamsport, out toward Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. That's where the snow and even some rain is right now. Now going into the latter part of today, we have that winter weather advisory in effect for Warren County, Sussex, Morris, Passaic, Bergen, and western Essex County. And then we have that winter storm warning in effect here for the Pocono Mountains here in northeastern Pennsylvania. That's where the higher snowfall amounts are going to be, on the order of 6 to 8 plus inches potentially in those higher elevations. So taking a look at our futurecast here, by 5 o'clock this evening, you're on your way home from work, from school, wherever you are, it's going to be raining across the state. That snow is really out into the Poconos, out into northeastern Pennsylvania, up into upstate New York. Here in New Jersey, we're still in the low to middle 40s for temperatures, so it's going to be too warm, obviously, to see that snow. Now once we get to about 8:30, we start to get the snow here in northern New Jersey, really along and north of I-80 and west of 287. So Sussex, over toward Hackettstown, Randolph, maybe northwestern parts of Morristown, starting to get into that snowfall. But it's going to have a hard time sticking because of those temperatures. 35 in Sussex, 35 in Hackettstown. Now down the Turnpike and Parkway corridor here, we're looking at temperatures still in the low and middle 40s with a moderate rainfall. So just a messy, cold, rainy evening and overnight here down into central and southern New Jersey. And as we go into tomorrow morning, a lot of that precip early on moves off to our east, but some of the guidance has the snow kind of wrapping around here as some cold air filters in tomorrow morning. But, I say cold air, it's still 34 in Newark, 33 in Hackettstown, 33 in Sussex, so temperatures are going to be marginal. So again, having a hard time accumulating here once we get into tomorrow morning, especially with the sun coming up. Now down the coast, you may end as a brief burst of snow Saturday morning here at 9:30. The guidance has been going back and forth on this. I don't really believe it at this point. I think, even if you do see a quick burst of snow, you're not looking at any accumulations at that time of the morning with temperatures above the freezing mark. And then by lunchtime, everything's out of here. Maybe just a quick sprinkle or flurry left behind. But otherwise, most of it is off to our east, and we're just left with clouds going into the afternoon and evening. So in terms of what we're looking at with our snowfall forecast here, we have that coating to an inch range once you get into northern Hunterdon County, just north of Flemington, going into northern Somerset County, western portions of Essex County, up into Bergen County. Now there was that winter weather advisory earlier for Somerset and Hunterdon counties. That has since been canceled because of the fact that it looks like most of that snowfall, that 3-inch plus snowfall, is off to your north and west. So once you get into Warren County, much of Morris County, Passaic, and western Bergen, that's where you get that 1 to 3-inch snowfall. So from Hackettstown basically on north, like I showed you in your futurecast a little while ago. And then you get that 2 to 4, 3 to 5-inch range up in the higher elevations of western Warren County, Sussex County, along the Kittatinny Mountain Range, going into northern Morris County, perhaps Randolph, portions of Morristown, up into West Milford and Passaic County, and western Bergen County. That's that 2 to 4, 3 to 5-inch snowfall, but again, most of that's going to be on non-paved surfaces. The grass, the cars. If you have a paving stone sidewalk, those get colder usually, so maybe those kind of sidewalks. But then further south of 78, it's mostly to all rain. Again, may end as a brief burst of snow Saturday morning, but I don't expect anything in the way of accumulations. Maybe a trace at best on the non-paved surfaces. So any shoveling, any plowing will be held to the northwest corner of the state, and even that isn't going to be a whole lot. And by the time we start to get the sun to rise, a lot of that's going to melt throughout the morning. So you may not even have a lot of shoveling to do or cleaning up to do Saturday morning. So we'll keep you updated on this should it change. But again, not the biggest storm we've seen this year. Then again, that's a low bar even. So just some snowfall potential here from one piece of our guidance, Sussex County there, or Sussex, the town I should say, close to 3 inches there, 2.5, 3 inches over toward Randolph. I think you could see a little bit higher potentially in some of those higher elevations. New Brunswick, you see that quick coating. Again, I don't see that happening. That may be what falls tomorrow morning, but I don't expect it to accumulate to anything. But still, take it easy out on the road. It's going to be slippery, going to be messy. Let the Department of Public Works crews salt the roads, do what they have to do, give them their space, and stay home if you can, just to stay warm. So going into tonight, the wind gusts here are not going to be a big issue, gusting to about 25, maybe 30 miles per hour going into Saturday afternoon, and then they'll ease going into Saturday night and going into Sunday. So we're not looking at anything in the way of damaging wind gusts here going into tonight. So that's storm number 1, what's coming our way in a matter of just 4 or 5 hours or so, maybe a little bit less. Now we are watching another storm system, like I said, going into the beginning of next week. It looks like Monday going into Tuesday. So we're going to talk about that system right now. Not a whole lot of details. We still have to work a lot of that out over the next few days. But what we could be dealing with here, we'll talk about right now. So this is the European guidance here of what we're going to be looking at. And you can see that area of low pressure forming just off the coast of North Carolina. Now the GFS, the European model, some of our other guidance pretty much in line on where this area of low pressure starts to develop. Maybe just a few miles difference, but that could also make a big difference down the road. So what we're going to be looking at is the track. Does it stay close to the coast and kind of travel inland like this? Does it travel toward what we call the 40-70 benchmark and then start to hook inland? That's what we really need to work out here, because there's some discrepancy on that in our guidance still. And that's going to make a big difference as to who sees what in terms of precipitation types here in New Jersey. Now going into Monday when it starts off, one thing is for sure, most if not all of us are going to be looking at a plain rain. You have this east wind here off the coast. That's going to be throwing in a lot of warm air, a lot of marine air mass there. So it's going to be very warm going into Monday. So we're definitely starting off with rain. I'm very confident in that. Now the question is, where does this storm strengthen? Some of the guidance has it strengthening basically in New Jersey's latitude, just off the shore. Some of it has a strengthening once it gets up toward the Cape of Massachusetts, for example. So how far north will it get before it strengthens? That also has an impact on if there's any precipitation left here in New Jersey to change over to snow, heavy snow at that, in order to get good accumulation. So this is really, looking at it right now, and I don't expect it to change. New Jersey's not the jackpot for snowfall going into Monday and Tuesday. It's going to be New England. I think northern New Jersey, north of 78, has the best potential to see some decent snowfall out of this if we can get it to strengthen and kind of travel into the right area, into that 40-70 benchmark we call it off the coast. So that's what we're going to be watching here over the next few days. I don't want to go into any more detail on Monday and Tuesday, but stay tuned to our social media pages. We'll keep you updated there for sure. Everybody should enjoy the break. Have a nice time off. If you're traveling, be safe. And again, if you're leaving either later today or tomorrow, please be safe out there on the roads. Expect delays on the roads. Expect delays with those airlines as well later on tonight into tomorrow morning. And if you can hold off any travel plans until Sunday or even late Saturday, I would do that. Certainly recommend it. So enjoy the break. We'll keep you updated on all of this. If you're heading skiing, New England is the place to be going into the beginning of next week. Enjoy the rest of your day, everybody, and have a great weekend.